to go.
Thank you. Okay, welcome to the Caradoc Housing Corporation's special meeting, October the 13th. Roll call, all members are present with the exception of Jeff Lunn, who is absent with notice, and Tim Zavitz is joining us today by Zoom. First order of business is I need a motion that the October 13th, 2023 Caradoc Housing Corporation special meeting be approved as circulated. The agenda. Frank, seconded by Colin, all in favor? Okay. Next, we need a motion that the board waive the notice requirements for a special meeting in accordance with bylaw 97-18, council's procedure bylaw. Heather, seconded by Colin, all in favor? Sorry, Tim's on a bit of a delay. Got you there, Tim. Is there any declaration of pecuniary interests? Seeing none, we will move into the main item of our agenda here, which is our request to council. And I'll just go ahead and read the recommendation. Or did you, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That Caradoc Housing Board of Directors requests that the municipality pay vendors of the affordable housing project through the recoverable account in order for the Housing Corporation to avoid interest payments to those vendors, and further that the Housing Corporation direct all grants, mortgage draw payments, and all other funds received by the Housing Corporation in relation to the affordable housing project to the municipal recoverable account. And I'm looking for a motion. Right? First, any discussion?
Discussion.
Yes, absolutely, Heather.
Okay,
You need to second it first, then we can.
Okay.
Second it first. Yep, no, you can't.
Yeah,
Yep,
okay. Okay, I don't know how popular I'm going to be, but I would like to see added to the first part of the recommendation, additional funds to cover cost of an independent financial audit, an independent project management audit, consulting fees to cover anticipated disagreements with general contractor in view of our current situation and relationship, and council commit to funding further and final costs of the project.
I got two of them. I got the first, could you reread them again, just?
Okay,
so I got
one,
written down? Yep.
additional funds to cover cost of independent financial audit,
Got it.
independent project management audit, consulting fees to cover anticipated disagreements with general contractor in view of our current relationship, and council to commit to funding further and final costs of the project. I would like that added because I feel this would provide integrity to the current board.
Okay, anybody want to respond to Heather's request? Right?
I agree with everything you're saying. I wonder if it's something that the municipality should initiate once the project is done.
I thought about that, but I feel the request should come from our board because our board is under big scrutiny. I've gone through the history of the project from day one, and I feel we need to show as a board that we're strong and that we have nothing to hide. And I feel if it comes from the city, it looks like they think we have something to hide.
Sorry. Come on, bud.
How about then we, as a board, make that request, but I think it's the municipality is in the end going to have to.
But I would like it to come
Going to have to pay for it, but I'm good with the idea of us requesting that the municipality initiate those audits. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Colin?
I'm 100% in favor too. I think we should. I'm 100% agreement. I've thought that we need to do some kind of an audit, right? And I just think I'm in agreement with Frank, that we do them two separately, so we get the motions through, so total agreement with it, I want it done myself, we need it out there, need to tear the Band-Aid off this thing and get it out there. But I wonder if we do them two separate, but we can do them all in one motion, but the one to have, that we wanna take to the municipality for, you know, the carrying costs, whatever, but whatever we do, I just want everybody to know. I'm 100% in favor of this, and I think it needs to be done.
In terms of my council committing to funding further and final cost of the project, the reason I've put that forward is because nobody can satisfy me, at least, of what the final costs of this project are going to be. So we don't know if we have the money to finish paying for it. That's the way I see it. I've gone through all the financials and so that's why I wanted that in there too, because we have to get this building open.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think until it's fully complete and there's tenants that start to pay rent, we're not gonna know exactly what the final bottom line number is. Would that be?
Bill, did you want to respond to that? Sorry.
So right now, you're correct, we're working off a budget, and obviously as the bills come in, they're being compared to budget. Right now, we're currently under budget, based on contingency and a few other things, so that is, and then the idea would be, obviously there would be final expenses once people start moving in and stuff, and income's coming in, those kinds of things, yeah, so.
And so, I mean, at this point, we really don't know if there is a cost overrun. We do know there's a cash flow shortage at this point.
Right.
And that's really what this process we're going through now is for, so.
If I may, I would say that the recommendation that the board is putting forward would anticipate your idea that the municipality pays bills and gets reimbursed by the Caradoc Housing Corporation until the project's complete. It doesn't say current, it just says to avoid interest payments for those vendors. So the motion, I would say, in my mind, anticipates bills being paid by the municipality and then being reimbursed as funds come into the corporation, come back over to the municipality.
I agree with Bill. I think that the way that we have it worded would cover off if there was an unexpected difference that we would then have to deal with. But what we're asking for is the municipality to pay the vendors as it's coming through now, which will assist the project, will save the project a lot of money by avoiding those interest payments. And then as we get money and mortgage, we pay off the municipality. But if there was a difference, then already the municipality is going to be holding that. So I don't know that we have to bring it out as a separate motion for that part, Heather. And then in regard to you know, the audit part, I mean, I think I agree too, and I think that we all agree that we need to get some real itemized information. I just want to go to Tim, see if he had anything to add before we go back to him. Did you have something to add? No? Okay, sorry.
No.
And just the way sometimes motions read, we can do the first part and add, and that, you know, municipality undertake, you know, the independent financial audit, those audits, because we're all in agreement we need to do it, it's just how do we get the motion in front of us? I think that way then, Heather, there can be discussion about the first part, and then the second, on the second part.
Okay, Tim, go ahead.
I'm pretty new here, but is the idea of the audit because we think that we missed something? I don't understand the idea of the independent audit. I'm lost because.
Okay, I've gone through the project from beginning to end when it was first introduced up to present day. I found a number of things that I feel I'm not comfortable with that happened. And I am not prepared, while I'm sitting on this board, to take the fall for others' mistakes. It may come out there was no mistakes, and great if that happens, but as a board member here, I came on with good intentions and to be very transparent. And having gone through the history the last 24 hours, I've gotten quite frustrated.
I think that I would support Heather in that, in the name of transparency. There's been a lot of questions about how we got here today, and I think that having a third party go through and, you know, gather that information would be helpful for us, for the public, for the board moving forward, if we kind of have it settled once and for all what happened, for lack of a better term. I think that's what we're getting at, Tim. But I do want to say sorry, okay, go ahead.
Well, I that's fine, but I guess in my world, it doesn't make any sense to go spend money to point a finger at somebody that may or may not be there today. Like, you go spend $50,000 on an independent audit to find out that, you know, potentially somebody that's not even involved with anything anymore was to blame, well, that didn't do any good. Like, just spending more money.
So I can answer that, and that's why I think ultimately Caradoc Housing, however we get there, reports up and through the municipality. I think that's why you have them as two separate motions. First is about the financing, second about the audits. Then the board has done their fiduciary responsibility and alerted the municipality of an issue that we see as an issue, because I'm on other boards, so we have a duty to report. So if we see something we think may possibly be, I don't know if wrong's the right term, this is a board, we could be comfortable in that we have alerted the higher, for lack of a better word, the higher authority, in this case municipality, that we see something. Then I think putting it on the council to debate the merits. Then, Tim, as a board, we have a fiduciary governance responsibility to not alert isn't the right word, but to bring it forward. And that's why I think if you parse it off as two separate motions, but I don't mind saying, I didn't know we were gonna go down this road, but I wear two hats. One is as a board member, and I apologize, I have a cold. I probably sound better. Caradoc Housing, and also as mayor. And when I put on my municipal hat, I would like to have, there are things that make me take pause, and just the fact that something makes me take pause warrants council to have the discussion whether or not, and even this board, that we should do something.
So, Heather, are you okay if we need to vote on this motion that's in front of us? And then we would have to bring this forth at the second motion today or at another meeting?
I think we could
We could do it today?
We can
Okay,
do it today.
so let's deal with this one first. The motion that's in front of us. All in favor? Okay, opposed? None? Okay, passed. And now we need a motion to, let me think for a minute. To request, or to advise, maybe? We're going to advise council, or Frank, you got
I
any
suggest
wording?
maybe just like a review of the project from the time it was initiated to completion. And
Also including these items, right?
Yeah, like
Financial audit,
yeah.
whatever the audit, I like whatever Heather would have to read off her verbiage again.
But this will be a recommendation to council,
Yes.
Yep.
right?
I also just want to say that, and I don't know if Tim's aware, because Tim's confused about this, why I did this. The residents of Mount Bridges have always, since the beginning, have had a very sour taste to how all this happened. And I want them to know that someone is taking their concerns to heart.
Could I suggest rather than someone, the entire board is taking their,
Frank, do you
Yeah,
know?
and I think that's why, going right back to the very beginning of, not just the numbers, but just the whole project, like, and, you know, and we got a little bit of that yesterday in the timeline that we received from Devon Char. But, you know, I think the information is there and we just need to have it all put together into one report. So.
Right, and share with the public, okay. Heather, do you wanna word your motion? So I don't have a pen and paper, so I
I
haven't been
mean,
taking notes.
in terms of additional funds to cover the cost of, or?
No,
Or just what the audit is.
with the audit, like the request to council.
The request.
I'd like to request to council that an independent financial audit and an independent project management audit be undertaken on this project.
Can I get someone to first that? Frank, second?
Or I
Colin?
think it's your motion, you should make it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so sorry Heather, second Frank, all in favor?
Yeah.
I'm still learning too, okay, great.
Um,
Opposed?
Yeah.
Tim? Tim, you're opposed?
Yes.
Okay.
um,
Colin?
Chair, I just wonder if it would be smart on our part, because now I know people are watching this. We asked the treasurer just to explain what the issue is today with the, because we have a cash flow timing issue that's not, I wanna make it clear that, in my mind, the project isn't in financial peril, but you need to, since you're the treasurer, you could kind of explain what
Well,
the issue is.
I'll try, but part of it is I think the increased interest rates in the last year, prime's gone up, I think close to 4% in the last year. And as a result, a lot of these construction mortgages are not a lot. All of them are built on formulas, and during the construction period, we don't pay interest on the loan, but interest gets charged on the loan. And construction loans are usually variable rate loans, so that means they go up with prime, and as a result, that means the amount of money that needs to be available to pay the interest on that debt goes up, and that makes less available to fund the construction project. And since we were mostly working with, other than the 2.75 we received from CMHC, working with other people's money on this project, and Caradoc Housing itself has really no cash. It has equity in the other building on Queen Street, but it has no cash, and as a result, because of holdbacks, HST that needs to be paid, a lot of which will be refunded and holdbacks released in the future. It puts us in a position where we don't have the cash right now to make all the payments, and unfortunately, contractors charging something like 11% interest on the overdue monies that are to be paid to him. Certainly the money, there's no dispute that the money is owed to the contractor. It just, CHC has no cash to pay it. So rather than pay 11%, which adds probably about, what, 20, maybe 20,000 a year or something, that amount of money. If we, as a municipality, now putting on the municipal hat,
Yeah.
we have cash sitting in the bank that we're earning a small amount of interest on, but we're certainly, it's cash that's available that could be used by Caradoc Housing to reduce that amount outstanding, not pay a high rate of interest on the amount that's outstanding, and save the project money. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? All right. Next, I'm going to need a motion to end our special meeting of Caradoc Housing Corporation, October 13th, 2023. Frank, seconded by Colin, all in favor. Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tim.